I didn't want my video to get more of a serious tone, but while we're on the topic, let's talk about the culture of hospitality in African, Caribbean, and Hispanic households. Actually, any culture that can relate. Let's talk about the culture of hospitality because I don't think it's actually the culture of hospitality. Now, I know the importance of community and village. Like, I love it so bad. I was actually born to the most hospitable woman on earth. If you needed a kidney, she would take it out and pass it to you in that moment. And while I love that about my mom, I actually hate that about my mom also because people take advantage of that constantly. See, the problem with trying to build a community and village in these times is that a lot of people are selfish. You need like-minded people to be in a village. You can't just always be a villager. You can't always take and never give. And that seems to be the problem a lot of times. That's why I often hesitate when I want to allow people into my village. You get me? The problem with a lot of people who would stay at our house is that they would overstay their welcome. They literally would not leave until my mom said, okay, you have to get out. I understand people having to get up off on their feet, like get on their feet after, going through a rough time. But sometimes they would be off their feet, but they're just so comfortable staying here that they're like, oh, okay, I'm not leaving. No, get out. And a lot of people are saying I'm selfish and like would never understand their situations, which is why I'm speaking like this. No, actually, I grew up with a single mother below the poverty line who was a fresh immigrant into this country with 4 kids. We stayed house hopping, but that's why I understand the value of hospitality. But also my mom taught me the value of not being a burden to other people. We would never overstay our welcome. And on the point, people get more comfortable than they should be. This is why I'm not sending money home. People are calling me selfish and not understanding. Those people are taking advantage. They are so comfortable with my mom funding their whole lifestyle to the point where they get mad if my mom doesn't send enough money. My mom sends money by the thousands sometimes. What are we talking about? Like, my mom has had to block several of my actual relatives back home. Like, that's ridiculous. And going back to my point about people overstaying their welcome at your house, the aunties and uncles I'm talking about are not my actual relatives. Anyone who's my relative or my close friend, I would never care. These people that were staying in my house were my mom's distant friends. They would be friends of a friend. But I'm calling them auntie, uncle because of my culture. But I am not putting my kids at a disadvantage to help accommodate someone else, especially if I'm the one who's making that accommodation. Why am I making my child make the sacrifice? I'm not going to make you go sleep with your siblings. I'm not going to go make you sleep with your grandma or your mom, which is what I was doing when someone was staying in my house. That's just unfair to my child, plain and simple. Also, can we talk about how normal it is that people act like kids are not humans in immigrant households? Kids have their own autonomies. They can make their own decisions. No, I am not forcing my child to sleep on a mat for 7 months to accommodate someone else. Why do y'all think that is so normal? And also,